time for Halloween, and it is time for Reyna's senior speech. We would like to extend a warm Tret welcome to her many guests, her parents, Mukti and Ganesh, her grandparents, Vimala and Raman Lal, her aunts, Vinta and Raki, and friends, Aisha, Sapna, Raki, Ivana, and Varsha. Thank you all for being here. As you can see, Reyna's speech is about Halloween, and I'm so pleased to be this little pumpkin's advisor. But I feel like more than that, to be honest. I've known Reyna pretty much her whole life. This photo is from 2009. Isn't Reyna precious? Okay. Reyna has grown into an accomplished young woman. She is active in a number of prep organizations: NHS, SDC, Student Section, Service Club, Asian American Club, and she is a basketball player and soccer player. Additionally, Reyna is very active in the Hindu Temple, participating in the Hindu Temple of Augusta Society Youth Group and the Seva Youth Leaders. And now, we welcome Reyna to the stage.
Thank you, Ms. Chokshi, for that heartwarming introduction and for being the best advisor these past 3 years. Thank you to my parents for all of the opportunities you've given me. And thank you to my sisters for always being there for me as my best friends and always making me feel better. Thank you to my teachers for always pushing me to do my best. And finally, a huge thank you to all of my friends for always making me laugh and always being there for me. As you can see, my senior speech is about Halloween. Halloween is, I can't do this anymore. I haven't been completely honest with any of you. I'm sorry, but I've lied to you, especially to those of you who believed me when I told you what my senior speech was about. But why did you believe me? And more importantly, why did I lie? Today, I will cover these 5 questions. What is a lie? Why do we lie? What is the science behind lying? How can you tell if someone is lying? And what are some different types of lies? A lie, as defined by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is, quote, an assertion of something known or believed by the speaker or writer to be untrue with intent to deceive, unquote. I know everyone here has told a lie before, even if it was only a small one. And if you haven't, you've just lied to yourself. But what causes us to lie in the first place? There are countless reasons as to why we lie, but here are the most common: avoiding punishment, protecting others, protecting ourselves, maintaining privacy, being polite, avoiding embarrassment, or just for fun. First is avoiding punishment, which, if you can't tell already, is lying to avoid punishment. You know the classics: my dog ate my homework, or I promise I was only going 45, officer. These are the most common lies, and are usually excuses to get out of trouble. Next is lying to protect ourselves or others, like watching your friend cheat and not telling them when questioned about it. Then there's maintaining privacy and being polite, which go hand in hand with each other, as both don't necessarily intend to harm others or have any deceitful intentions. Then there's avoiding embarrassment, like when you fart and blame it on someone else. And finally, lying for fun. And these are called pathological liars. Now, in my opinion, I can't find any reason why anyone would lie for fun. But I think it's because they want the ability to control what information is told, because they enjoy the unsuspecting power that comes with it. There are countless reasons as to why we lie, but what does this mean for us mentally? According to brainfacts.org, over the last decade, scientists and researchers have used fMRIs, or functional resonance magnetic imaging, to locate the regions of the brain that are used when lying. The machine measures the flow of blood to the brain, which is directly linked to neural activity. While a person answers questions in the scanner, scientists observe the pinpointed regions of the brain that have significantly more blood flow, and therefore neural activity. To experiment, scientists performed a mock theft. They put volunteers in a room and told them to hide either a ring or a watch in a locker. Then the participants were told to deny having taken either when asked which object they had taken. Therefore, they had told a truth and a lie. The scientists concluded that the area of the brain that was most prominently active when lying was the prefrontal cortex. It is situated right behind the forehead and is responsible for executive control, such as thoughts, actions, planning, problem solving, and attention, which are all components of dishonesty. The researchers also concluded that lying required the brain to work harder and had more brain activity than telling the truth. Honesty is a huge lesson that every child is taught from a very young age. However, they also pick up on dishonesty. You may think that most children start lying at 5 to 6 years old, but children have been observed to start as early as 2. A developmental model created by Dr. Kang Lee, a professor at the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education, explains that the first level of primary lies begin from ages 2 to 3. These children are able to purposefully make factually untrue statements. Then, around 4 years old, they understand that the listener does not know the true state of the problem or interest. The child is also aware that the listener is susceptible to false information. By 7 to 8 years old, children are able to conceal their lies by remaining consistent with their initial lie and their follow-up statements. As these children age and mature, they get more comfortable telling lies, and the lies become harder to notice in their body language as well. Body language has a lot to do with lying. As a child, when you lied, most of you may have avoided eye contact, hesitated, or fidgeted. But as you've gotten older and matured, so has your body language. Still, there are some telltale signs someone is lying. Excessive staring, fidgeting, touching your face, covering your mouth, and avoiding eye contact are some of the most common. When telling a lie, commonly people will hesitate, stutter, become defensive, repeat the question, or have many inconsistencies in their speech. But this is not always true. In some cases, lying may come naturally and flow so well that there's no way to tell whether that person is lying. The only people who can really tell are moms, and that's just because they have a sixth sense. Now, there are several types of lies, and the most common ones are white lies, bold-faced lies, lying by omission, and exaggerated lies. First, a white lie, which is often referred to as the least serious, are usually small and harmless. These are your everyday lies, such as, "I love what you've done with your hair," or another classic, "I really am 6 foot," when you're actually 5'9.5". My dad. Next are bold-faced lies, which are just outright lies. They're lies that everyone knows are untrue. I remember standing in the kitchen around 7 or 8 years ago when Priyanka, my younger sister, just so happened to be walking by in a towel. She had come from my parents' bathroom and told me and Maya, my older sister, that she had just taken her shower. We both looked at her, then at her feet, and then back at each other. And that's when I asked her why she was wearing the same socks from before. She looked at both of us in the eye and told us that her feet were cold. Which, obviously, she was not a very good liar, and she still isn't. But she unknowingly had told us a bold-faced lie. On the other hand, lying by omission is much deeper. These lies are partial truths. So, imagine you finished your math and English, but not your science homework. And your mom asks you if you finished all your homework. You would say, "Yes, I finished my math and English." You just lied by omission because you purposefully left out science. Last are exaggerated lies. which are commonly used to make yourself or a story more compelling. For instance, telling everyone how you almost scored a touchdown when you barely made it 5 yards. Most athletes tend to exaggerate their skill set or accomplishments, but don't we all? As Sir Walter Scott once stated, "What a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive." A lie is a lie, no matter the type nor the reason. We are all liars, and we've all been lied to. Having said that, to my senior class, always be true to yourselves. And remember, lies are like bald spots. The bigger they get, the harder they are to cover up. Thank you.